Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Rodney. Welcome to Shedskin Ideas, also known as SSS Exuviate on Twitter. Today, I'm going to be discussing my game idea called Dragons and Warriors. The name is Dragon and Warriors because I wanted it to put emphasis on dragons and warriors. Instead of making it one whole word, such as Dragon Warriors, I didn't believe that Dragon Warriors would really draw out or flush out what this game truly is. It's really common to have simpler names in games such as Skyrim or Oblivion, but I really wanted to flush out the fantasy genre of this game. Let's get into it. Raise dragons, build a legacy. So the genre is a fantasy open world RPG adventure, creature raising, exploration multiplayer game. The overview: Dragons and Warriors is an open world fantasy RPG where players grow alongside their dragons instead of simply collecting them. Begin as a young guild member, explore a vast world, raise dragons, build homes, master professions, and confront the Dragon Knights, a mercenary faction seeking to use dragons as weapons. The lore: the first dragon warrior. Centuries ago, dragons were feared like any other beast. During a harsh winter, a starving warrior slew a dragon to survive. Following common wisdom that the organs provide the greatest nourishment, he consumed its heart and built a fire for warmth. Unknown to him, an egg remained nearby, kept warm by the campfire, and the egg hatched. Filled with guilt for taking the life of its mother, the warrior decided to care for the hatchling until it could survive on its own. Instead, the dragon accepted him as family. Their bond would change the world forever. The age of coexistence. Over centuries, people learned that dragons could not be conquered by or chain or fear. They could only be raised through trust and responsibility. Dragons become part of everyday life. They protect villages, guard caravans, help gather resources, carry goods across kingdoms, and fight beside warriors. Though powerful, dragons remain only one part of a world shared with countless creatures and dangers. The cost of dragons. Obtaining a dragon has never been easy. Many lives have been lost in pursuit of eggs. Through tragedy, laws were established. No dragon egg may be claimed unless its guardian has been defeated. Those who steal eggs without slaying the guardian often brings disaster upon themselves and their villages, as parent dragons will relentlessly pursue those who take their young. The fallen empire. Long ago, one empire sought to unite the world through conquest. Among the first to adopt dragons for war, its ruler believed strength alone would preserve order. But over generations, kingdoms prospered through cooperation, and the empire's influence faded. Its final king sought to restore his family's glory through war. He failed. Defeated and humiliated, he vanished. His empire was abandoned and consumed by time. The world believed his bloodline had ended. The Dragonites. Unknown to the kingdoms, the last king survived. Hidden from history, he rebuilt his strength in secret, gathering criminals, exiles, mercenaries, and those who hungered for power. He created the Dragonites. To the kingdoms, dragons are companions. To the Dragonites, dragons are weapons. Your journey. You begin as an ordinary citizen coming of age. Without a dragon, you join a guild and learn alchemy, blacksmithing, craftsmanship, combat, magic, and taking on contracts, hunting monsters, gathering resources, and helping villages. You slowly establish yourself as a warrior. The core gameplay loop is guild, explore, hunt, gather, build, raise dragons, grow, repeat. The spark. Everything changes when a village is destroyed. Witnesses speak of dragon knights. Their power is unlike anything seen in centuries. Returning to the kingdom, you report what happened. The guild begins an investigation. The peace that the world has known begins to crack. So, character creation. So there are three races: humans, adaptable explorers, and dragon keepers. Elves, grateful scouts and craftsmen. Dwarves, master smiths and resilient warriors. And there are three professions: alchemy, which has medicine, resource extraction, and refinement; blacksmithing, weapons, tools, and forging; craftsmanship, building, armor, equipment, and saddles. There are four main clothings: casual, which is freedom and utility; formal, magic and learning; light armor for balanced combat; and heavy armor for maximum protection. Magic affinity. Every warrior possesses one magical affinity. Magic is learned through libraries, teachers, training grounds, ancient ruins, books, and scrolls. Elemental allergies. Some dragon meats are incompatible. Eating incompatible meat causes blurred vision, vomiting, loss of mobility, poor combat performance. The, the dragon still benefits, the warrior suffers. The dragon receives an additional evolution bonus. Racial bonuses. Humans get a boost in alchemy, casual clothing, bond, and skill ability. And you get a choice of either magic and combat or speed and strength. Elves, they get a boost in craftsman, formal clothing, perception, and agility. And you choose magic and combat or endurance and stamina. Dwarves, they get a boost in blacksmithing, heavy armor, endurance, and stamina. And you choose from magic and combat or speed and strength. Ability gauges: bond and skill, magic and combat, speed and strength, endurance and stamina, perception and agility. Natural affinities shape your strength, but no class limits your future. Philosophy: species determine tendencies, choice determines destiny. So, how the ability gauges look like, or the way I envision it, is instead of a typical skill point assignment chart, you have five categories, and you uh, essentially put what you want more of. So imagine a row of 10 column or 10 spots, and on one side you have bond, and one side you have skill. Now, 5 and 5 is balanced, but if you want more bond, you move it to bond. If you want more skill, you add it to skill. Bond and skill. Bond is dragon's trust, multi dragon management, better cooperation, faster learning and obedience. Skill: profession mastery, crafting efficiency, resource gathering, and general expertise. Magic and combat. Magic is spell power, mana efficiency, faster cooldowns, and faster spell learning. Combat: weapon mastery, combo attacks, and stronger special moves. Speed and strength. Speed: movement speed, long jump distance, faster attacks. Strength: physical power, carry weight, jump height. Speed and strength work together. Strength increases vertical movement, speed increases horizontal movement. Endurance and stamina. Endurance is your health, your resistance to damage, and long term survival. Stamina is maximum physical output. Sprinting, sustained combat. Endurance determines how long you can last at a normal pace. Stamina determines how long you can perform at maximum effort. Perception and agility. Perception is enemy awareness, accuracy, incoming attack detection, and tracking. Agility, dodging, flight control, diving attacks, combat rules. Perception helps you understand danger, agility helps you react to it. Dragon Bond. Dragons cannot be tamed. A dragon bond is formed through the heart ritual. When the egg hatches, the dragon recognizes its parents and forms a lifelong bond. Dragons are not pets; they are family. There are 9 dragon species: fire, water, swamp, earth, metal, wind, crystal, storm, and ice. Each species possesses equal potential but different natural strengths. Dragon nutrition and evolution. Every dragon species provides specific nutrients that contribute to physical development. There are 6 evolution attributes: size, scales, spikes, bone, which include teeth and claws, skill, and wings. When a dragon consumes another dragon, it may evolve 2 of the 3 attributes provided by that species. When consuming its own species, all 3 attributes evolve. Dragon species and evolution attributes. Fire. When your dragon eats a fire type, you get to choose from skill, spikes, and bone. Water, size, scales, and bone. Swamp, bone, spikes, and size. Earth, scales, size, spikes. Metal, spikes, bone, scales. Wind, wings, size, scales. Crystal, skills, scales, size. Storm, wings, spikes, bone. Ice, skill, scales, size. If you have a fire type that eats a fire type, you get all 3 attributes. Since each type has different attributes, then eating different dragons will help you evolve different things. If you noticed on here, wings and skill are rare attributes to obtain. Evolution rules. Different species choose 2 of the 3 available attributes. Example: Earth dragon consumes a fire dragon. Available: skill, spikes, and bone. Choose 2. Same species, all 3 attributes evolve. Example: fire dragon consumes fire dragon. Skill, spikes, and bone. Allergic meat. If the warrior consumes meat that conflicts with their magical affinity, the warrior suffers blurred vision, vomiting, loss of mobility, reduced combat effectiveness. However, the dragon receives additional nourishment. Instead of choosing 2 attributes, the dragon receives all 3 evolution at- attributes from that species. I apologize. That was a miss. That was that last point is a mistake. If you are if you have specific magic and you eat a meat that you are not compatible with, then the dragon actually gets one attribute, not two, not three. So never know how your build is going to be. Elemental affinities and dietary allergies. Every warrior possesses one magical affinity. While warriors may raise any dragon species, their bodies cannot safely consume every type of dragon meat. Certain elemental combinations are biologically incompatible. So just don't eat the bad meat, and your dragon gets more benefits. Elemental affinity and dietary allergies. The warrior affinity, fire. You cannot eat water dragon meat. Water, no metal. Dark, no crystal. Earth, no wind. Metal, no ice. Wind, no swamp. Light, no storm. Storm, no earth. And ice, no fire. Every dragon tells a story. Each species has a canonical adult form. However, appearance is shaped through diet and evolution. No two dragons look exactly alike. Horns, spikes, scales, wings, claws, body size, everything reflects how the dragon was raised. Dragon rank and natural growth. Dragons grow through consumption. Every dragon consumed provides nourishment and contributes to maturity. As dragons rank up, they naturally become larger and more powerful. So, biological growth as rank increases. When your dragon officially consumes one dragon, it ranks up. When it eat After it ranks up once and eats 5 more, it goes to 2. And then to make 3, you have to have 10. To make 4, you have to have 15. And on rank 5, you have to have 20. So biological growth as rank increases. Body size increases, strength increases, weight increases, carry capacity increases, presence and intimidation increases. Rank represents physical maturity, not experience. Combat experience. Size does not determine mastery. Combat experience determines how effectively a dragon fights. Young dragons rely on instinct. Veteran dragons develop better maneuvers, stronger breath attacks, better counters, improved grapples, better teamwork, and advanced aerial techniques. Rank advancements through battle. Physical maturity alone is not enough. Each rank requires victories against dragons of equal or greater rank. So, in order to level up to rank 1, you have to have a total of 20 victories. To 2, another 20 victories. Rank 3, 25. Rank 4, 30. Rank 5, 35. Rank 6, 40. 7, 40. 8, 45. And 9, 50. Strength comes from 3 sources: rank, biological maturity; evolution, physical development; and combat experience, mastery, and technique. Two rank 9 fire dragons may look similar, but one may have greater wings, better aerial combat, superior counters, hundreds of victories, while the other has larger horns, greater physical power, little combat experience. Neither is automatically superior. Multiple dragons. Build a family, raise multiple dragons, create homes and stables, manage jealousy and trust, assign roles, develop coordinated packs, and responsibility, not inventory, limits how many dragons you can maintain. Warrior Combat. Inspired by Mortal Kombat Tekken for Honor. Larger combos are unlocked through combat mastery. Mastery creates style. Magic system. Every warrior possesses one elemental affinity. Magic is learned, not granted. Spells are acquired through libraries, teachers, training grounds, ancient ruins, scrolls, experience, magic mastery influences, mana efficiency, cooldown recovery, spell learning speed, spell complexity, and spell capacity. Magic types: fire, water, earth, metal, wind, light, dark, lightning, ice. Independent spellcasting. Magic may be used freely without entering a combo. Examples: fire, fireball, flame wave, heat shield, water, water shields, ice spears, healing mist, earth, stone walls, earth spikes, tremors. Magic is a combat style of its own. Combat and magic integration. As combat and magic increases, techniques naturally blend together. Magic can become a part of physical combinations. Fire warrior, jab, jab, straight, hook, fireball, then uppercut. I missed out on some important details on this. So let's go back to combat. Inspired by Mortal Kombat Tekken and For Honor, larger combos are unlocked through combat mastery. So what does that mean? It means that once you get to the end of your combo, it resets. So imagine a low combat skill. You do jab, jab, straight, and then it resets. You have to do jab, jab, straight. But when you level up, your combo increases. So when you press your jab button, so jab, jab, straight, and then you hit that jab button again, it can actually be an uppercut or a hook. And it just keeps on increasing, and you have different combat styles. And certain skills and combos will incorporate or integrate those magical skills that you have as well. The way I imagine the combat in the game is you can do the combat, which incorporates the magic, or you can actually keep your distance or be close and use magic skills as sort of like specials, but it's not really. It's just magic combat. There's physical and then magic, and magic can be incorporated into the actual combat sequences. Dragon combat. Control one primary dragon. Support dragons follow programs. Attack, aggressive pursuits, defense, protects allies and rescue riders. Counter, punish openings. When riders fall, dragons react according to their training and bond. Lock on aerial combats, breath attacks, grapples, special abilities. Bonds improve coordination. Same magic type enhances magic and dragon combat. Dragon arenas. Trying to create a second combat system where players directly control dragons like an action game would multiply animation work, hitboxes, netcodes, balancing, AI, multiplayer synchronization, and controls. So instead, turn based tactical combat. Dragon battles are command based. The players select physical attacks, elemental abilities, defenses, grapples, counterattacks. The dragons execute the command according to speed, skill, bond, combat experience. Initiative. The dragon with greater speed acts first. Speed influences turnover, evasion, and counter opportunities. Offensive techniques: physical, bite, claws, tail sweeps, charge, grapple, elemental, fireballs, ice spears, earth spikes, and so forth. Defensive techniques: guards, counter, dodge, brace, grapple, escape. Defensive techniques can become offensive depending on the dragon's development. Counter damage. Damage does not always mean safety, or defense does not always mean safety. A mature dragon with heavy scales and spikes may injure attackers even while guarding. Example: bite versus spiked earth dragon. The earth dragon takes damage. The attacker receives puncture wounds. Scales increase defense, reduce damage, improve elemental resistance. Spikes may inflict damage on attackers. Charge attacks become stronger. Tail attacks become deadlier. Bone: stronger bite attacks, improved claws, greater grappling strength. Wings: improve aerial movement, increase evasion, allow diving attacks. Skill: enhances breath attacks, improve elemental techniques, reduce cooldowns. Size: increases strength, increases carry power, increases intimidation, but larger dragons may sacrifice speed. Underground death matches: dragon versus dragon, warrior versus warrior, fight to the death. The winning dragon consumes the loser. A living world: 9 kingdoms, dozens of villages, ports, trade routes, mountains, forests, river. Dragon territories overlap naturally. Exploration is based on probability, not fixed encounters. Housing and lifestyle: you can build camps, cottages, stables, ranches, estates, raise dragons, farm, craft, travel, live anywhere, and create your own story. Professions: alchemy for medicine and refinement, blacksmithing, weapons and tools, craftsmanship, structures and equipment. Your profession shapes your lifestyle and economy. Multiplayer: choose your homeland, create parties, trade resources, explore together, fight side by side. When creating a party with other online players, it only goes up to 3 members. And the reason why is because I believe that minimizing the amount of people in a particular server would help with the load in the performance. The Dragonites, an outlaw faction formed by followers of the fallen king. Where dragon warriors see family, the Dragonites see power. Their goal: restore the old empire and rule the world once more. The Hunt. As you grow stronger, you uncover Dragonite outposts, hidden strongholds, generals and captains, ancient secrets, clues to finding the enemy's location. Alongside your dragon, you master combat, magic, flight, aerial warfare until one day you finally encounter a Dragon Knight soldier and then he escapes. Oops. Dragon Knight King, the ruler. The final war. After defeating the generals and assaulting his fortress, the Dragonite ruler reveals the truth. The attack on his stronghold was only a distraction. His armies have already spread across the world. Kingdoms stand vulnerable. One by one, they begin to burn. Mounting your dragon, you pursue him across the skies, trying to predict where he will strike next. Every victory matters. Every kingdom saved changes the future. Every failure leaves scars upon the world. Whether many kingdoms survive or only a few remain, the war eventually ends. The Dragonites fall. But rebuilding the world becomes the responsibility of those who remain. And long after the war is over, your story continues. Raise dragons, build homes, protect the land, and leave behind a legacy worthy of legend. So, the way I also see the game being played is when you mount your dragon and you start chasing the, the the Dragonite Lord, he will go to specific locations, specific kingdoms, in a specific order. And if you don't make it in time to the village time trial, then he will have destroyed it. And then he'll go to the next spot. In the game, you are to find clues to where he will go, or you find clues of the order in which he plans to attack. And if you don't figure out these clues, then he will continuously go to different kingdoms and destroy them. So if you don't make it to the first spot in time, the village is destroyed. Then you have to fly to the next spot. And hopefully you get to him before all 9 major kingdoms are destroyed. You want to essentially battle him as soon as possible to minimize damages. So this is an idea that I have, a special event called Dragon Wars. Dragon Wars, limit time event where up to 50 players choose to fight as Dragon Warriors or Dragon Knights. A total of 3 battles. Performance carries across all rounds. Faction changes are allowed. Kills and victories are cumulative. Loyalty only affects the highest rewards. Special rewards may overlap. So, the veteran slash raider. Lose all 3 battles and defeat at least 1 enemy. You get the veteran armor set. 3 total kills, 1 champion weapon, 5 total kills, champion armor variant. So this is under the condition that you lose all 3 battles. But depending on the amount of kills that you get and which faction you get, you will receive that um, tier reward. Champion and commander. Win at least 2 battles and defeat 1 enemy in each victory. You get the champion armor set and champion weapon. With 5 total kills, 1 legendary weapon, 6 total kills, legendary armor variant. The legend. General. Win all 3 battles and defeat at least 4 enemies total. Legend armor set, legendary weapon, plus prestige title. Savior slash warlord. Same faction, all 3 battles, win all 3 battles, defeat at least 2 enemies in each battle. Mythical armor, mythical weapon, exclusive dragon appearance, savior warlord title. Mercenary, defeat 5 enemies in 1 battle while fighting as a dragon warrior. Mercenary armor set, mercenary weapon, mercenary title. Assassin, defeat 5 enemies in 1 battle while fighting as a dragonite. Assassin armor set, assassin weapon, assassin title. The undead must first obtain legend or higher. The reward is has secret conditions, which is a undead dragon and skin, black dragon for dragonite, and a white undead dragon and skin as a dragon warrior. Future vision, Dragon Wars. Dragon Wars is envisioned as a large-scale endgame event and the ultimate aerial combat experience. While the world of Dragons and Warriors focus on exploration, guilds, profession, championships, and adventure, Dragon Wars is intended to be the pinnacle of everything players have learned. It is where warriors, dragons, magic, and teamwork collide in massive battle fought high above the world. Designed to grow naturally. Dragon Wars is not intended to be introduced immediately. Before such an event could reach its full potential, the foundation of the game should first be established. Stable multiplayer systems, balanced combat and magic, refined dragon AI, party systems and roles, aerial combat mechanics, performance optimization, end game progression. Only after these systems have matured should Dragon Wars emerge. The ultimate the ultimate aerial experience. Dragon's Wars is envisioned as a chaotic and breathtaking experience, unlike traditional ground combat. Players would experience dragons grappling each other in midair, warriors hanging from saddles and harnesses while casting magic, rescue attempts between allies, heat waves, shields, and elemental attacks, chase sequences through storms and mountains, coordinated party roles and tactics, movement where one decision can determine the outcome of an entire battle. The goal is not simply to create larger fights, but to create memorable stories and movements that players will remember long after the battle ends. Philosophy and vision. Greatness is earned, not inherited. Each player begins as an ordinary person through adventure, professions, companionship, and hardships. Warriors forge their own path and build a bond with their dragon. There is no perfect build, no perfect dragon, and no single way to become great. Strength comes from balance, freedom, and the choices players make throughout their journey. The world itself is built around growth, starting with guilds, exploration, and friendship before evolving into legendary battles and large scale aerial warfare. As as it heart At its heart, Dragons and Warriors is not about becoming the strongest. It is about creating stories. Because kingdoms may rise and fall, and dragons may come and go, but legends are remembered by the stories they leave behind. Power creates warriors, stories create legends. Dragons and warriors. Raise dragons, build a legacy. Strength is not determined by what you are born as, but by how you live. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the vision, the idea. Please let me know what you think. If you have any questions about the idea, please leave it in the comments. And again, if you want to reach me, you can also find me on X at SSS Exuvier. And I hope to hear from y'all. Thank you very much and have a good day.